us another day. All we do is scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo guys, it is Old Man G here, back again with another Manchester United match reaction. Manchester United 2, Sheffield United 1, in what was a game that, let's be honest, if we're honest, United were awful. United were bad. I'm not going to say it. United were, for the most part, they just weren't good at all. But thanks to individual brilliance from McTominay and obviously inevitably dalot, we managed to get 3 points. But before we get into it, if you are new to the channel, to like, share and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, we are UnitedX, and smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news and more. What can I say, guys? I first and foremost, rest in peace to one of the, if not the biggest legend of Manchester United Football Club, in SIR Bobby Charlton. Massive blow to the Manchester United community. I don't know what to say, really. Obviously, I wasn't around when he played, but his achievements for the club speak for themselves. Ballon d'Or winner, one of the few Manchester United players to win it, and the World Cup, and obviously Champions League. And most importantly, this is a man that survived, obviously, the tragic air crash from the Busby Babes during that time. Was basically the only one to survive that crash, and it came from that to win multiple English League First Division titles, a Champions League or European Cup as it was, and obviously captain England to win the World Cup as well. So Bobby Charlton is arguably he's not just one of the greatest players to play for Manchester United. He's arguably one of the greatest players to play for England and possibly even the world, because if you think about it, how many players do you know have won the Champions League, won their league, won a World Cup, and captained their side in the World Cup as well, and won the Ballon d'Or? I don't know many players that have actually achieved that feat, with the exception of Messi. I actually don't know many, and I'm just trying to think, did Ronaldo? No, not even R9, because R9 didn't actually win a Champions League as far as I'm aware. So Messi, Ronaldinho, yeah, maybe Ronaldinho, because I think Ronaldinho won a Champions League and a league and a World Cup, and so Ronaldinho and Messi are probably the only two that I know that have actually had that achievement in terms of with what Sir Bobby Robson had. So RIP to a true gentleman, and one of United's, if not United's, greatest ever player in Sir Bobby Charlton. And to be honest, I was expecting maybe more from this team in terms of the performance. I was expecting a team that were going to, maybe play with a bit more passion. But again, much like when we played against Burnley, it's a makeshift team. You've got a team that just doesn't feel disconnected at all. And it's the injuries. You look at the back four. You're playing Maguire, Evans, Lindelof, and Dalot. I mean, that's insane. Maguire, Evans, Lindelof, and Dalot. That's a terrible back four. That's awful. That's so bad. That's such a bad backline. But if anyone wants to come on, I pinned the thing in the chat. So for those who are watching, if you want to come onto stream, the streamer link is in the chat for those who want to come on. But it's bad. There's no other way to say it. Like it, looking at the lineup and thinking, it should be enough to beat Sheffield United, but it's not great. And these injuries, this injury rapid season, obviously Casemiro, we didn't have Casemiro. I actually thought Reguilon was going to be available. He wasn't. I don't know whether that's with Ten Hag resting, wanted to rest Reguilon and Varane against Copenhagen. I hope that is the case, because if Reguilon's not available, I generally don't know how Manchester United are going to cope against Copenhagen or City. Copenhagen and City are far better sides than Sheffield United. We barely managed to win today. I'm happy that we got the win. Shout out to Dalot for his individual brilliance of 77 minutes. But at the end of the day, we barely won today. We barely won today. Shout out to those watching on Facebook, by the way. I want to be positive. I do. We won the game. It's 2-1, 3 points. We're still ahead of Chelsea. And ironically enough, somehow we're still in 6 points from City. So in a weird way, if by some miracle Manchester United beat Manchester City at home, we'll only be 3 points behind Manchester City, despite playing really badly for most of the season. So it's not as far as you think. I don't expect anything from this team, bro. Ten Hag spent the whole game yelling because these players can't figure out exactly. I don't know what's going to happen with this team, to be honest. I really, really don't. But like I said, if you look at the table, we're only 6 points behind City, who are in first. So if by some miracle we can beat City at Old Trafford, we'd only be 3 points behind them, despite being bad, which is interesting. I don't know how we're going to. I'll be honest. I generally don't know how we're going to beat Manchester City. But if we do, that says it for itself. So, if I'm honest, I zoned out lots of parts of this game. Yes, we did create chance. I mean, if we look at the statistics here, let me just have a look. I'll look at the statistics here for you guys. 12 shots to 14 shots, 6 shots on targets. We had 5 shots on target. 2 of them were goals. They were penalty, which I still think wasn't a penalty. We had more possession than them, which is to be expected, but it wasn't like we dominated. Pass accuracy was better, and a few corners, but again, nothing. It didn't amount to anything. United obviously have climbed to 8th place. Like I said, we're only 6 points behind City. So if we beat City somehow at Old Trafford, we're going to be 3 points behind them. There you go. Make of that what you will. But if I'm honest, if I'm quite frank, United's goal has to be top 5. With what I saw today and what I've seen over the last couple of weeks, this 5 is probably going to be the top 5, just by the performance. Newcastle blew away Sheffield United. They put 8 past Sheffield United at home. They destroyed Crystal Palace today. We lost against Palace at home. We struggled against Sheffield United. So with the way that Newcastle, Liverpool, getting lucky, referees, etc., but doing their thing, Arsenal and City, this for me is going to be the top 5, with these teams here battling out for the Europa League and Conference League spots. That's what I would say. I hate saying that now as a United fan, but we need a good performance, and I don't know where this good performance is going to come. I don't know where this good performance is coming from. I don't know where this good performance is going to be coming from, guys. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to come from. If you look at I can't think of a single performance that we've had in the league this season that's been good. If Wolves and Forest and Sheffield and even Burnley had clinical finishes, they would have probably beaten us. Because for large parts of the game against Burnley, even against Sheffield United, against Wolves, and against Nottingham, we were outplayed. And then when we played against competent teams, Brighton, Spurs, Arsenal, we were completely outplayed, dominated, no chance. So yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. I am. Because you've got Copenhagen on Tuesday, and then you've got City coming up. And quite frankly, this was the period that we're supposed to build up more momentum. You know, we were supposed to go on a run. You beat Palace. You beat you at home. You beat Galatasaray. You beat Sheffield United away, and then you go into to City with some confidence. The reality is, we lost to Sheffield United. We lost to Galatasaray at home. We lost to Crystal Palace at home, and we scraped wins against uh, Sheffield United away, basically. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Sheffield United, Stephanie, big up Stephanie in chat, man. Thank you for joining. Big up ideas, 3 points, all that matters on an extremely sad day. Absolutely none for of news, but the past is one of the nicest one-on human beings on the planet. Yes, 100%. 100%. 100%. And to be honest, if I'm honest, the only thing that I wanted was for this team not to disgrace the name of Sir Bobby Charlton today. I was like, guys, I know you've been crap, but at least win this game for Sir Bobby. At least win this game for Sir Bobby Charlton. Please win the game for Sir Bobby Charlton, guys. And thankfully we did. So I'm happy about that we didn't, get humiliated by bottom place on the passing of, as you said, a great legend in Sir Bobby Charlton. And like I said, I think it's really important because I've been asked this question a lot of times, who's United legend, and I said that I didn't view Ronaldo as a United legend. And I say, why? Because Sir Bobby Charlton, is the definition of a United legend to me. He is the United legend. Not many Manchester United players have won the Ballon d'Or. Not many Manchester United players have won the World Cup. And not many Manchester United players have won the World Cup, the Ballon d'Or, the Champions League titles, and captained their side to major trophies. But Sir Bobby Charlton did. So Bobby Charlton, was the figure in what was ultimately a very tragic and dark part of Manchester United's history, with obviously the Bobsy Babe, and he flew that flag. So big up Bobby Charlton, man. Big up Sir Bobby, man. And for those younger fans, it's important to remember these types of legends, because that is what a legend is. Not someone who can just do tricks and skills and score a few J's, etc. It's someone who manages to survive absolute despair and disaster, and yet was able to captain his side and his country to greater heights. That's what legends do. And we need more of that, because right now the stands of Manchester United are so bad that I don't know whether we're going to see legends at Manchester United anymore. Legends to the level of Sir Bobby Charlton anymore. I don't know. But overall, like I said, ultimately it's difficult. There's not really a lot to really say about this game, because overall I just don't think we played that well. And I'm hoping that you look at the lineup and it's like, McTominay, who, fair enough, McTominay's got 3 goals in 2 games, man. Like, and there is something to be said about our forwards, because I think Rashford has scored 1 goal. I think 1 goal this season against Arsenal. It's a brilliant goal, but he's only scored 1 goal this season. Højlund, I don't think, has scored a Premier League goal yet. Anthony has not done anything. Most of our goals have come from Casemiro. I think Varane scored, dalot scored, and McTominay scored 3. So, given the fact that our forward players are getting paid far more than the likes of McTominay, our fullbacks, we should be demanding more. And I was saying this a lot, whereby I don't understand why our attackers don't get much more criticism. Onana had a good game today. Is Onana the reason why we played badly against Sheffield United? And this is what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that, like, if this was Newcastle, if this was any team, they put 8, 7, whatever past these guys. Now, if Onana had made a mistake, we'd be like, oh, Onana, cause Onana. But at the end of the day, there's no reason why Manchester United shouldn't be putting some of these teams with the money that a lot of these attackers on to the sword. so that if Onana or a defender makes a mistake, it's not the end of the world. But we're not putting these teams to bed. We're not scoring off goals, so it makes any defensive issue that much more worse. We need to be placing more criticism on our attackers, because Rashford getting only a goal in 9 league games isn't good. And Højlund looks good, but he needs to G up. And he's struggling to G up because, quite frankly, Rashford and Anthony have been trash. When Garnacho came on, again, we were dangerous. Ten Hag has to make a big decision now. He has to make a big decision, and I think the big decision has to be that he's got to drop Rashford. He's got to drop Rashford. He's got to drop Rashford. He's got to drop Bruno, and he's got to drop Anthony. Now, right now in the midfield, it's difficult, but if I'm honest, you drop these three, okay, and then you play McTominay. If you're going to play McTominay as a second striker to Højlund or behind him, just. But if I was Ten Hag, with the players you've got available, bring Mainu in or Hannibal, because to be honest, I think we missed the speedy pace of Hannibal. I think Hannibal would have actually been good in this game. Play Hannibal here to give you a bit of energy. Palestri here, Mount here, and Garnacho here. That energy, that enthusiasm would help, or maybe at best you bring in Martial to start from left. I don't know, but we can't keep on starting this team. We cannot. Ten Hag has got to learn, as stubborn as he is, I don't know, it's player power, whatever. He's got to learn. We cannot keep on playing this team. Rashford on it. We can't. No, we can't. We can't. We can't. So Bobby did yes, exactly. He did. And he'll be joining them now. Our 11 PL goals, 8 from midfield, 2 from defense, and 1 from Mashi. Exactly. Yeah, our attackers are the ones that are on the most money. I mean, I'm gonna tweet that actually. I'm gonna tweet that actually, Stephanie. Our 11 Premier League goals, given that luck, and remember our GD is like I think -2, so the goals we conceded. 8 from midfield, 2 from defense, 1 from right. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Stephanie says Rashi can't. No, he can't. Like I said, Ten Hag's got to make some big decisions here, and it's a bit disconcerting that, for example, he didn't start Mount. Okay, you can't put Mount and Bruno together, but if I'm honest, Bruno hasn't played well. Bruno, Rashford, and Anthony have not played well. But I'm happy for the 3 points. It's just I'm worried that we're struggling to beat a bottom place side, Sheffield. We struggled to beat Sheffield and Burnley, and I don't think we played Luton yet. We struggled, Yep, get those likes up. New video out. Yes, if you want to check out Luca's match reaction, I'll be over as soon as I finish this. Shout out to Box in chat. Rest in peace, SIR Charlton, and good 3 points. Good 3 points, but not a good performance. It's not. It wasn't a great performance, unfortunately. So I'm going to come to the player ratings, but let me just quickly let's just have a look at United's fixtures. Let's have a look, and then we'll go into the player ratings. I won't be that harsh. So obviously we got Copenhagen against Tuesday, and if we're going to qualify from the Champions League group, we have to beat Copenhagen. This game is, I'll be doing a preview tomorrow, but this is a must win. If we can't beat Copenhagen at home, then we're not qualifying. We're not going to Europa League. So for me, you might as well just throw the rest of the games and just get out the Champions League, because I don't want to see United in the Europa League and play Thursday night football, and thus injure the T squad even more. Either we play Champions League or we don't play in football tour, as far as I'm concerned. Throw the Champions League and then focus on just the league and the domestic competitions to reduce games is what I would do. So this game, this winning is a must. So Ten Hag has to look at this performance against Sheffield and be like, I can't play this team. I can't. Then obviously Manchester City at home, where I don't have hope for that. Newcastle at home, likewise. And then you've got Fulham away next in the league on the 4th of November. Fulham, I mean, you've got some winnable league games. You know, if we could get something against City, that'd be great. And then you're basically playing Fulham away, Luton at home. So both, again, winnable games, given the form that these teams are. And then Everton away, again, a winnable game. Although could be a bit dodgy with how Newcastle are. So again, you've got 3 league games where you'd hope the United can secure 9 points before we have a tricky game against Newcastle away, and then Chelsea at home, who are starting to find some form, which is slightly worrying. And then of course you've got Bournemouth at home and so on. We play Liverpool at Anfield. Oh, just God. Anyway, this team, man. I just guys, I just want to be able to watch, like, can it, like, I just envy City fans can watch their team and they can just be relaxed watching them, even if they concede. Why is it that, like, it's just, you just can't enjoy watching United play football? Like, we get brief moments when it's enjoyable to watch, and then after a while, like, it's just like, even just watching a day, it's like, this isn't like, I love football. I just want to be able to like enjoy watching it, and I can't. And we've gone back to this situation where I just can't enjoy watching United play anymore. The way we play, the anxiety around it, I don't know. I don't know. But that's just me. It's just difficult. But we got the win, and I'm happy. That's all that matters. Let's quickly look at our match reaction. Matches here. Okay, where are we? Here we go. So let's quickly jog on to the player ratings, actually. And I'll get into your comments before we do that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. And like I said, I really hope that our injuries come back quick. There's reports that our Wan-Bissaka is not too far off, so that's good. So hopefully that means that Wan-Bissaka will be available sooner rather than later. That will give Dalot a bit of a rest as well, who's been, essentially our only fit fullback. Let's have a look. Tuesday's a must win, but I'd ring the changes exactly. Onana, Reguilon if he's available. Yep. Varane, Maguire, I agree. Dalot, Amrabat, Hannibal, Mount, exactly. Garnacho, Højlund, Martial, exactly. That's what I would put. Garnacho, Højlund, Martial. Put Garnacho on the I place what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would play Pellistri instead of Martial. Pellistri on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Højlund in the middle. Plus or minus playing Martial instead of Garnacho and having Garnacho as impact sub, something like that. This is the team that I would start. I agree with you. But I don't know whether Ten Hag will do it. If Mainoo's available, bring Mainoo into the midfield, potentially. Now I'm fine, says Alan. Big up, Alan. So let's just quickly go into the player ratings, and obviously we'll round things up. So player ratings, guys. Onana for me gets a 7. I think that this game will be good for his confidence. Like I said at the start, the reason why there's been such a focus on defense in Onana is because I think this game epitomizes the problems that are wrong Manchester United. We are not scoring enough goals. We're not creating enough. And at the end of the day, you can't just rely on your defense over and over again to try and keep a clean sheet. You need to attack. You need to score. And against better teams, that's not going to be enough because our defense are going to be exposed. You're not going to be able to play Johnny Evans and Maguire against Bayern Munich or against Manchester City. So it's probably going to be Varane and Maguire, I suspect. You can't. So we need more from our attackers to put pressure on the other team. We can't keep on soaking up pressure and hoping that that will grind out 1-0 wins, 2-1 wins, 1 goal different wins. That can't be the case. Our attackers have to do better. So Ananana gets a 7, in my opinion. Big up AD, by the way. I'm fearless. Yeah, I am as well. I have a feeling that we might get spanked. Dalot, Dalot for me. Dalot, I'll give Dalot an 8. Arguably man of the match because of basically his individual brilliance is essentially what helped us win. Dalot's individual brilliance is what helped us basically win the game. So big up Dalot. I would give Dalot a solid 8, 8.5 even. Fantastic goal, solid performance. Maguire, I'll give Maguire 7 as well. In fairness to Maguire, and this is why don't have as much sympathy for Sancho. Maguire, if anything, Maguire's been scapegoated. Sancho's like, I've been scapegoated. Maguire's been scapegoated. Okay, Maguire's what he's been truly scapegoated. And yet when he's come in, he's done a job. He did a job against Brentford at home, and he did a job against Sheffield United. I'm not saying these are world-class teams, but he's done a job. And he did say, listen, I'm going to come and fight for my place. I'm going to take my opportunity. Because at the end of the day, what everyone says, United are going to need Maguire and Evans. Definitely Maguire. Okay, because Martinez is out long-term now, and Varane is injury-prone. So the reality is we need Maguire, Evans, and Lindelof. And Lindelof can't play all the time. You're going to need a fit Maguire and Evans. It's as simple as that, really. If that can help his confidence and he can improve, so be it. So, yeah, I give Maguire a 7. Johnny Evans, I give Johnny Evans... I'll give Johnny Evans a 7 as well. Big up, D. I give Johnny Evans a 7 as well. Solid performance as well, especially for a guy and he's second and he's not at United and his age. So fair enough. Big up Johnny. Lindelof. I mean, I'll give Lindelof, I think, a 6.5. I mean, it's not his fault that he's playing essentially at left back. Or I think he switched to right back, I think, at times. But yeah, he's not a fullback. It's not a good, for whatever people saying he's a fullback, Lindelof is not a fullback. Okay, he doesn't have the legs to be a fullback, or I would argue the technical bit to be a fullback. He's maybe better than Amrabat in that position, but that's saying a lot. So, but I don't think he was great in that position today, but it's not his fault. But I'll give him 6.5. Amrabat has been better, grew into the game, I guess. I'll give him give Amrabat probably a 6, I think. He's been okay. But if I'm honest, and I don't know what people think in the chat, I just don't see the upgrade on Fred here. He's on loan. We'll see what happens. But so far, from what I've seen on Amrabat, the first game in Palace, yeah, great. But so far, and maybe it'll be better with a more balanced midfield, I don't know. But so far, there's nothing that I'm seeing that I'm like, yes, this is the player to take Manchester United forward. I see a player who is, average. And like I said, I wonder, it's like, why have we basically let Fred go and sold him for what, 15, up to 15, 20 million to then sign a player who's basically just like Fred, arguably worse, depending on how you look at it. So I don't know, but I'm still behind him. So let's see what happens. McTominay, McTominay, I have to give McTominay a 7, even though in the midfield, as I said, he's not a midfielder in my personal opinion, but he scored the goal, which got us ahead. And this is his 3rd goal in 2 games. So I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to be relying on McTominay for our goals, it seems, increasingly. So if he's going to play, get him further forward, in the 6-yard box to score goals, because we need that. Because McTominay's, that first finish was pretty good. It was a pretty good finish. So let's get him here. you know, and if we can get him here and Bruno can actually drop back instead, maybe that can work, because I don't know what we're getting from Bruno here. Not much personally, or from Rashford for that matter. So yeah, 7. Anthony, 5, 5 probably, 5, and Rashford same. They've just been poor. They've been poor. They need to do better for Hoyland. I'm not saying they didn't have their moments, but again, you know, I want to be more critical of the forwards, because people have been going on Nana and Maguire in defensive discussion, but we seem to be giving our forwards a pass, especially when we win. You know, at the end of the day, Dalot and McTominay scored. We didn't get any goals from Hoyland or Rashford or Bruno or Anthony. Again, you know, so I expect more from these guys. I expect more creativity from these guys, especially for Hoyland. And it's not enough. Considering the wages that these guys are on in particular, I expect more. You know, when I'm seeing what Salah is doing, when I'm seeing what Saka is doing, when I'm seeing what even Mudryk now, what Mudryk is doing, you know, I expect more from these guys, and they're not getting, and they're not been good enough. So 5 for both of them. Bruno, I'll give Bruno a 5.5. But you know, as I said before, you know, no, I didn't say no, don't worry, I didn't say 7. I said I'll give Bruno a 5.5. I expect again more. I expect more. I expect more, and I've not got more. So, especially for our captain, to be, if like I said, if it was me, on Tuesday, you make changes here. This line, I mean, unless you're going to play McTominay as a support striker further forward, these guys definitely can't play. You know, you can't play these guys. And then maybe Reguilon comes in here, but you can't play these guys. It's not working. Okay, and I hate how it takes to 63 minutes to like, we're playing the same thing, and it's like, let's keep on playing and playing and seeing what happens. It's not working, and Ten Hag has to make. And then the only thing I can think of as to why he's not is because he either wants to get sacked, or if he doesn't play Rashford or Bruno, he is going to be, because those are the main leaders in the dressing room, etc. And so and here we are, where Manchester United have always been, in that it's player power. That's what I think. Otherwise, I see no reason why he shouldn't be. Rashford or Bruno at present should be playing. Hoyland, I'll give Hoyland a 6.5. I generally believe if Hoyland was in the City team, Arsenal team, and even a Newcastle team, he'd be scoring. He'd be banging in goals. He'd be banging tons of goals. But we do not create for our number 9s, and when we do, like Rashford did, obviously in the Champions League, it was great. But we don't create enough. We really, really don't create enough. This guy has talent. He's got potential, and we're just not seeing it translate to goals right now. I would argue because of the players around him, you know. But we saw, like we saw against Galatasaray, the man created something out of nothing with that second goal, and then we conceded. So these are the things, man. The talent is there. It's just our team. It's just our team. Let's have a look. Let's read some comments now. Eddie says, big up RDS, fine margins, footy still reigns. Is Ten Hag the Dutch Ollie? Possibly. Aaron Bat looks slow and off the pace. His injuries on the injury haven't. Yep. Like I said, I'm like, I don't see where the upgrade for Fred is here. Fred at the very least was quick. Fred was quick, tenacious, and would win the ball up high up, so it would help us actually, like, help us attack. Like, I'll keep on saying this. For me, Fred is a massive miss for Manchester United. People say it wasn't good enough, and are repping Amrabat as being superior. I don't. You need to tell me what Amrabat has that's superior to Fred. Yes, Fred could get bullied sometimes. Yes, Fred positioning sometimes could be off. But with that, he was definitely faster than Amrabat. And on top of that, tenacious, winning the ball further up. The amount of times he did that to then release players to score goals, we don't have that player anymore. I can't think of a single player in Manchester United midfield, with the exception of maybe Mount, who maybe does it sometimes, that does that type of thing. I don't know. You just said it. The midfield is in balance, poor squad planning, Snapchat's ability to link up. He has Owens behind him, McTominay next to him. That is true. That's true. Bruno isn't good. The captain armband needs to be put on ice for now. Yeah. Anthony is funny. Had his regular 5 or 6 Hollywood curling shots on goal, did a few tricks, and that's about it. Like I said, I don't. Uh, I mean, it's because he bought him. He's got to go, but it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with Sir Jim Radcliffe coming in if he's going to be in charge of Sporting, because I don't think you're going to see, or you like to think you're not going to see a Anthony type thing again. You're not, because I genuinely don't know what Anthony, and I don't know what's Anthony done all season aside from getting not suspended, but leaving. I'm not sure what he's actually done or contributed in a while. He scored a great goal against Barcelona away, as well at home, and that's about it. Obviously Sancho, enough said, but for me, he's in the pecking order behind, like him and Sancho are in the pecking order behind Palestri. And if Ahmad is available, I will put Ahmad ahead of both of them. That's it. Bruno's very sloppy. It's off the box. Rashford seems to slow the play down. I don't know. I thought the goal against when he scored for England would help him kick off, but no, apparently not. It just seems that we're just going to be back to basics. Ten Hag's on the phone to Ajax saying he needs to stay and get sacked for the compensation money. I mean, then he will turn. Well, you say that, but Ajax are probably in a worse situation than Manchester United are. I don't think as any manager wants to go to be Ajax right now. The club is in absolute shambles right now with them. I think Ajax in the relegation zone. I think Ajax may actually be in the relegation zone. I might double check that. But last time I checked, Ajax actually might be in the relegation or close to it. Eredivisie. Let me have a look. Let me just remind myself. Yeah, they're in the relegation zone. Ajax are 16th. Ajax are 16th. Ajax are 16th. 16th, guys. They're like 21. They are 21 points behind PSV. I know they've got to play. I know they've had some games suspended, so they've got 3 games in hand, etc. But still, like, it's bad. They couldn't even qualify for, I think, the Europa. Are they in the Europa League? Yeah, they are in the Europa League. They are in the Europa League. I think the Europa League, they drew with Marseille and AK Athens. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, in summary, Ten Hag's not going back to Ajax anytime soon. Højlund should have scored the open goal, but he always looks lively. True. But again, chances. Centre is, but yeah, but I mean, to be honest, that's on us. If we bought him earlier in the window, we wouldn't have paid 75 mil. But yeah, he was he a better winger than Sancho? No. But I don't think even Sancho. I mean, we spent 75 million on both of these dudes, and I think both these dudes have been flops. We spent half on Palestri and Ahmad, and I think they're better. I think they're right. If I'm honest, I'd say put stock in Ahmad and Palestri and see them develop. I don't agree with these federal seats. He was bad half the time, needed to be moved on, but maybe after McTominay went. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not saying that Fred was great, but the thing is that if you're going to replace a player with someone else, that player has to be a marked improvement. They have to be better. They have to be. There's got to be a marked improvement. Fred is not in this midfield anymore. We've signed Amrabat, we've signed Mount, we've signed other players, and the midfield and the team looks worse. So that's what I mean. It's like if you're gonna sign these players, they have to be better. And so far, from the midfielders we've signed, I can't see what they have right now that is better. I'm hoping on a kid in Mainu and Hannibal to provide some balance to this team, because Casemiro looks like his legs are gone. So the hope for Manchester United relies in their academy products. That tells you all, really. At least we're only 6 points off top. Exactly. At least we're only 6 points off top. So and like I said, if somehow Manchester United beat City at home, we'll only be 3 points behind City despite having a terrible season. So there you go. Really, Ajax fans, give me a comfy United to see. No. I don't think so. I think Ajax situation is it's a difficult, really difficult situation at Ajax right now. I think, to be fair, Hoyland, it's about fitness, it's about management, it's about trying to just make sure that you manage him. So that's why I think when it comes to my camera thing, when it comes to Hoyland, to be honest, City could be the game. Rashford and Bruno show up. Hopefully. I mean, what I have noticed is that we do seem to play a bit better with teams that aren't just parking the bus. Even though we lost to Bayern and Brighton, Arsenal, etc., we still played at least well for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes at times, with players that aren't just sort of sitting back. So I'd like to think, I'd hope, that's why I'm actually worried about Copenhagen, because Copenhagen sit back. And we don't really have any tools to break these teams down. So I'm worried about that game on Tuesday. At City at the Etihad, if we can just be somewhat decent at the back, be defensive, we can find space and we can hit City on the break at home. And with the home side as well, with the home car behind us, maybe we can do it. And we did it last season, we can do it again. I just hope that at the very least, Reguilon can be fit. We probably go Varane and Maguire. And then, you can't play, you have to have at least 2 holding midfielders in Amrabat and maybe, play Mainu there or McTominay or whatever. I don't know. But you can't play Bruno, Mount and Bruno with Amrabat in this. That's just suicidal. So we need to play with 2 holding midfielders and try and then in an ideal world, you play Garnacho, Palestri, teams with players with pace that can basically hurt Manchester City. That's what I would do. Ten Hag may get hung out to dry on Anthony Mount signing, disappointing some of his talent ID. Everyone is making mistakes. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But to be honest, even players that have been there are still not great. I actually don't think that Mount has actually been that bad, to be honest, because I think I can't tell you a difference between Mount and Bruno. If anything, I think Mount has given better performances than Bruno this season, overall. And like I said, Anthony Sancho is another example as well. Like, from what I've seen with Sancho, again, a few good moments here or there. Overall, not good enough. We played quite well both away games versus Arsenal in 2023. Exactly, we did, but we still lost, which is the annoying thing. Can a City game get inspired? United ready with Everton? No, we're not. Although Varane was on the bench, so I'd like to think that Varane will start. But it'll be Varane and Maguire, I would suspect. And Shaw is obviously not nowhere near to be seen, so it is what it is. But yeah, guys, happy with I'm not saying I'm happy with the performance, but I'm happy with the win. And fundamentally, to be honest, this day is about remembering the legend that is Sir Bobby Charlton. Rest in peace, Sir Bobby Charlton. You will be missed. A fantastic servant to Manchester United Football Club, and arguably one of the greatest footballers of all time in terms of his ability and what he achieved in the game. Thanks everyone for watching, guys. See you for the Copenhagen preview on Monday. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers. Peace.